Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Folks, it is Saturday, April 24th, and it's time to get some free money. You are tuned into Degenerate Danger Zone. I am your host, Ty B. We got some guy named Steve, and it wouldn't be a Saturday without Slick Al getting it slippery up in here, letting you guys know his thoughts. We're going to get a little deeper into these fights. He's not going to give you his picks here as any of them on the video later on, but we're going to get deeper into the fights here on DDZ. First, though, Steve, let's hop into some baseball. You had a great day yesterday, 3-0, swept the board, great performance. What are you looking at today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to keep rolling with baseball. It's been my best sport by far the past couple of weeks, so we're just going to keep going with it. I'm going back to a total for my first play of the day, and we're going with the Cubs Brewers over 7.5. I really like the number on that. I think you're getting a really good number here. The pitching matchup's Freddie Peralta versus Zelay. And one thing you got to know about Freddie Peralta, he's got a 2 ERA. He's got like a 1.1 whip, but those numbers are they're going to come back down to earth. His BABIP right now is 222, which is well below the major league average. It's batting average balls in play. So Freddie Peralta is getting very lucky. He's got a 38% fly ball rate, which is very high for pitchers in Major League Baseball. You got some wind today in Wrigley Field. The Cubs offense has been so much better than it started. They were the worst offense for, the first week and a half all year. I think they've scored 55 runs in their last 6. That's 9 runs a game. There's the over right there for you. I think you're getting a really good number here at 7.5. And Adbert Alzolay, he's a guy who's going to get a lot of guys on base. He's a young pitcher, not very good with runners on base. And Freddie Peralta, like I said, his stats are a little deceiving. So I think with the turnaround of the Cubs offense, I'll take it.
I'm hoping you're wrong on Freddie Peralta. I got him starting today in my fantasy team. One of the easiest pickups, pick him up as a reliever.
Oh, yeah.
And starting, like, he's been getting a ton of Ks as well, so you'd love to see that. Hopefully, I want your over to hit, but I need Freddie Peralta to shut them down. Hopefully, Elzo gets ripped up.
Yeah.
But I'm looking here. I'm going to start with a little bit of parlay fodder on both ends. I'm going to parlay together. It gets you about plus 125, plus 130 or so. Most of these games today in baseball are either a pick 'em or you have a considerable favorite around minus 180 to minus 200 or so. And I'm going to start for this parlay looking at the Twins-Pirates game. The Twins have struggled a little bit early on this year, just 7-11. But you have Michael Pineda going out, who's pitched very, very well in his starts so far, only a 1 ERA. And it's been the exact opposite for Trevor Cahill for the Pirates. His ERA is sitting at a 9 right now, almost in the double digits. And I think it will be after today, after the Twins light him up. Love to see that. And then I'm going to go with the Braves for the second leg. Both these games favorites are between 190 to 200. So that's actually both are minus 200 at the Creek, but depends where you're betting. You got Madison Bumgarner going today for the Diamondbacks. He has really struggled this year. I'm going to continue to fade him, Steve. You did it last time. His last start, 8.68 ERA. The dude's just been getting absolutely titted. The Braves bats are ready to go. They've been sort of figuring it out periodically here, and I think they're going to put it all together. Go on a nice little run here, Steve. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like both those plays. I'll probably find a way to parlay the Twins of something else, probably the Athletics. But my second play of the night, I'm going with another total, which is a weird one. This is a plug your nose total. But we're taking an under in Coors Field. We're taking the Phillies Rockies under 10. And, folks, the under's 4-1 in the last 5 games at Coors. So, you get the inflated number run total all the time. And you got Aaron Nola versus Antonio Santanzella on the mound. Aaron Nola, he's a ground ball pitcher, and that's what you want in Coors Field, a guy who can keep the ball on the ground. He's been pitching phenomenal this year. His most recent outing, he threw 9 scoreless against the Cardinals, struck out 10, only gave up 2 hits. And Santanzella, he hasn't been too bad at home. I think his last 2 starts, 14 innings. He's only allowed 1 run. His numbers are a little inflated because he got crushed by the Dodgers in his first start of the year. But since then, he's kind of settled down, been a pretty solid pitcher. I think 10 runs, I think they could keep it below that. And Nola, too, he's in that tier of like ace pitchers where he could just go out there and throw a gem, 8 innings, maybe 1 run, and all you got to do is have Sensatella not get blown up. I love
And if
the
folks
Untitled.
have been paying attention, Steve's over-unders in baseball have been doing very
Yeah.
well as of late. Just saying.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a great angle in that game. I love that with Aaron Nola going. And you're right, Senzatella, for whatever reason, most pitchers end up pitching worse at home. If you're a Rockies pitcher, and I don't know if it's just the familiarity now with the ballpark and knowing how to pitch there. He's been there for a few years, but he's able to do it pretty well. But let's hop in here. We have UFC 261 tonight, headlined by Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal, but we also have Wei Li Jing defending her title against Rose Namajunas, and Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade. Slick, this is going to be a great night of main event fights.
Yeah,
I don't know so much about the early fights tonight.
Yeah, you and I we were just talking about it. Awesome main card. It looks great. It's a pay-per-view, so but that's what you get with the UFC, right? But then the prelims, all the free stuff, those fights, to be honest, they suck. I'm not happy with the prelim lineups. Will I watch? Yeah. Will I be paying too much attention? Probably not. I don't think I'll be throwing any bets on prelims tonight, folks.
There's no like young names I'm really interested in. The only name that really jumps off the card at all is Alex Oliveira, and he's going to be headlining the prelims. He's going to be the last fight before the main card. And I mean, even that fight, he's getting up in age. Like, how much, does that really move the needle for you if you're a UFC fan? I'd love to see some of the younger guys getting in and, being able to make a name for themselves, especially, the young guys versus the veteran fights. I really like seeing some of that stuff. Not going to get much of that today, but we do have Chris Weidman, Anthony Smith as well on that main card. Slick, what are you seeing there? Two veterans trying to continue to carve out a longer career here. I don't know how much both of them have left in the tank.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ty. And it's funny you say that because Chris Weidman, being the veteran, he's at a -134. He's the favorite right now, and it's not even like it's almost pick 'em. Like, he's the favorite. I think I like Uriah Hall at +105. Both of these guys. Did Chris Weidman face anyone after Anderson Silva?
Oh, I'm not positive. Let me see.
Either way, both of them fought Anderson Silva, and Uriah Hall looked very impressive against Anderson Silva. Uriah Hall is a very underrated fighter. I think that should be a great fight. But another veteran in Anthony Lionheart Smith, he surprised me in his last fight getting a win. I think he surprised everyone. But Jim Crute from my boys down under, Jim Crute is the real deal. And rightfully so, he's at a -210. That should be a good fight, though. Like, I'm not counting out Anthony Smith.
Yeah,
I counted him out his last fight, but I can't do that again. And Jim Crute, these guys are both good strikers. I expect a good fight there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you got to go with Crute in that one. Lionheart did bounce back after looking like he might have lost sort of his bearings within the division, but getting that win allows him to continue to be a main card guy. We'll see what he's able to do in that fight tonight. I wouldn't take him at +170. Don't think that's juicy enough. But yeah, Chris Weidman, his only fight last year was against Omari Akhmedov, where he won by decision. And he's out here going and telling reporters he's built to beat guys like Israel Adesanya. He's just another Anderson Silva. Chris, at 36 years old, I want to believe you. You're a Central New York guy from Baldwin. Like, we kind of pull for you a little extra, but I don't know. Uriah Hall has looked very, very good lately. And let's hop in to these championship fights here, Slick. I think Shevchenko should be able to win. I don't know if Andrade is going to have enough to make a big push. Shevchenko's technically been such a good fighter. Like, she throws so few punches that miss. It's incredible.
Yep. And Valentina, like, obviously we know she's good. She went to decision in her last fight, which surprised me a little bit against Jennifer Maia, but still dominated the whole fight. Yeah. I mean, and it doesn't look like I think this is her 5th title defense. Jessica Andrade is going up in a weight class, which I think 125 should be her weight class. I mean, Jessica Andrade is a big girl, and she's a beast, but I've said it before when Valentina fought Jennifer Maia, like, her opponent may be good, but they're not Valentina good. Like, Jessica Andrade is really good. No disrespect to her. Valentina,
she's like a fighting robot.
she's a killer. She's a kill. Like, that is one woman I would never want to even ask on a date.
I wouldn't even want to be in the same room as her just in
No.
case I accidentally made eye contact and she didn't like it and just
Oh my
knocked me
gosh.
out.
Oh my gosh. Don't even
I
get me
wouldn't.
started. But those
I would
three,
not mess with her.
those 3 title fights, obviously main event, Kamaru Usman, Jorge 2. I think the fight of the night, frankly, though, is going to be Thug Rose versus Zhang Li. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. It might have been you, but like Zhang Li had the fight of the year last year with Joanna. Obviously, that was insane. Yeah. Like, we were all
like
probably
13 months ago now.
We were like screaming the whole 25 minutes. At least I was.
I had put like my biggest single bet ever in on Weili Zhang on that fight too.
Did you? So you bet Weili?
Yeah. And
nice.
I took the juice, and like I never take the juice. She was like minus 200. I put like $400 on her or something like that, 500. Oh, that was
right. And that was more recently, but like
yeah.
It was a close fight, and it went 5 rounds. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it wouldn't be the fight of the year if it wasn't a close fight. And I know this happened prior to that fight, but Thug Rose went in against Joanna, and basically everyone counted her out because Joanna looked like the unstoppable force in that division. And Thug Rose, primarily known for getting her opponents weak and then grappling them, trying to submit them. Thug Rose goes in there and freaking knocks out Joanna like it was nothing. Head kick, left jab. Like, Thug Rose looked badass in that fight. And if she can do that to Joanna, who's saying she can't do it to Zhang Li? Zhang Li is built differently, though. If you look at the muscle tone on that woman, it is absurd. It is absolutely
and I gotta share to show you the picture. You guys, the picture again of Joanna after.
Oh my god!
At the end of that fight, it's just incredible.
Oh my god! You pulling it up, dude.
I've never seen someone get beat up to that degree, where she literally was like disformed, and she literally looks like a Martian.
Do you have the one of just her like after the fight, like standing? Dude, like there's like a different part of her.
Yeah, I'd have to pull it.
There's like a different part of her head that just appeared. It was crazy. And I was talking about how ripped Zhang Li was, right? But then look at this was Rose at the weigh-ins yesterday.
Oh, she looked she looked ready to go. She's
ready.
Cut. And she has that one punch power that I don't know if Zhang has. Like, she has the stamina to like continue to give you hard shots like all fight long. Like you're not going to get nothing soft even in the 5th round. But can she knock you out with just one punch? No, I think she's got to kind of piece you up with a combo. Whereas Rose, it could just be one punch and it is absolutely lights out for you.
That's where it gets so confusing, right? Because I think Zhang Li's endurance is superior by far. She can take you all 5 rounds and look like she's just going into the 1st round of the fight. Rose tends to gas out a little bit, but like you said, it could just take 1 to 2 rounds for Rose, and I think that's her best bet is those first 3 rounds. And if it gets past that 3rd, I don't like her chances in the 4th and 5th, but she's still got that one-shot knockout power.
Absolutely. So, I mean, if you're looking at it, you're trying to play the odds a little bit here. You could get Weili Zhang by decision plus 150, and you can get Thug Rose by KO or TKO plus 600 if you want. I mean, those numbers are looking pretty juicy to me. I think that might be my play on the fight is just going, Weili Zhang by decision or Rose taking that KO TKO and just kind of balancing the money on that and making sure you come up, a nice little bit there. I like that. And this main event, I cannot wait for it. we'll break this down later on because there's just so much to be had in that fight. I could talk about it all day long. I can't wait to see Jorge get back into the ring, a full camp for this one. A little bit of short notice in terms of like a big fight, but I think they sort of knew it was coming. It was just waiting for the announcement because they wanted to have a full fan audience. So I think that's more of what it was. I think the guys knew the fight was coming. The girls knew. But we'll see how it plays out. Stevie, what else you got for me today in baseball? I know you got something else.
Last baseball play. Look at your hat, Ty B. I'm going with the Blue Jays. Plus 120. I think they're just getting too good of odds again. Robbie Ray, he's been walking guys, but he still looked, sharp with his pitches so far this year. He's got like a 3 ERA.
Yep.
They won yesterday against Tyler Glasnow, who's the Rays' best starter, and today they're facing Brent Honeywell, who is, a young guy in the Rays system. He's dealt with injury problems over the course of his career. He only went 2 innings in his first start. I expect the Jays bats to get out after him early, and you're getting plus money on the Jays, so I think they're overall the better team as the season goes on. I'm taking it.
Yeah, and my Jays scoring early, getting those bats going early last night. Thank God. Yeah, killing my no runs in the first inning bat real quick. Skinny Vlad making it all the way from first to home on a double. We've never seen that before. He's out there making diving stops though later on to preserve the win. So I mean, I'll take it. I should have just gave out the money line like I wanted to, Stevie.
I know.
I gave out the Sabres money line, found that juicy value there. So it ended up being a good positive night for me. But today I'm looking at some afternoon soccer. Anytime I can get Real Madrid less than minus 200 and it's against a team that isn't one of the top 3, I'm taking it all day long, throwing it in a parlay. I think you can get some good value thrown in a parlay with a team like maybe Brighton. They're playing Sheffield. Sheffield's absolutely awful. Sheffield will be relegated this year. Brighton still have some stuff to play for, so I think that's a good parlay there, plus 140. Get yourself some value on that one. And anything else for you guys before we hop off here? I know there's a ton of action today.
I'll just touch on the main event one more time. Kamaru Usman, Jorge, too. Like you said, still not a huge time to prepare for Jorge, but 1 month is a lot longer than 6 days. And I just wanted to point out, I love Jorge. I think it would be awesome if he wins this fight. I think Usman's the better fighter. He's too technical and strategic. But the last fight, Jorge came in at 6 days' notice at a plus 225, and now he's got a full camp. He's plus like 315. How could you not bet? How could you not dabble? He's got a full camp, and on the 6 days' notice, he went 5 rounds with Usman. I don't know. Like I said, I think Usman will probably win the fight, but if Jorge does, that'd be awesome. I'd be all for it.
Absolutely. I think that's one of those fights where I'm not upset with either of those guys, walking out of there with the title. I think, both of them handle themselves really well within the world and do a great job helping to push the UFC forward. And I can't wait until that fight happens later tonight. It's going to be so late. So make sure you guys are tuned into the Degenerate Zone Twitter at Degenerate Zone, because Slick L's picks will be coming later on for you.
For sure. And I just want to say, dude, I think they got to stop advertising Jorge holding this BMF belt. If you're going to still hold that, at least put it on the line every time you fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you lose, you're not the baddest motherfucker anymore.
Imagine he puts it on. They put it on the line tonight. Not only the welterweight title, and Kamaru Usman could potentially be walking out of there BMF on one shoulder, welterweight title on the other. That'd be sick. So
I think they should. I'm about to tweet at Dana right now and let him know. And speaking of which, Dana White has confirmed they are closing in to have UFC 263 headlined by Israel Adesanya and Marvin Vettori. Not the name we wanted, but it looks like the route that they're going to be going, that one likely in June. But Stevie, my Jays, hopefully they can get it done today. Robbie Ray on the bump, looking for a big dub, looking to go back-to-back. Let's see if they can get it done. Hopefully they do. Make sure you guys get over to trainwrecksports.com. Tons more content throughout the week. Stevie's killing it with his fantasy baseball articles. We have everything else. Tons of Jay stuff and everything. We had Pat Tillman article this week. Meerkat absolutely crushed it with his mock draft. So make sure you guys go check all that stuff out. And again, follow us at Degenerate Zone. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Retweet, like, do whatever you want. Make sure you help support us. And we'll continue to hop on here and give you guys some winners. Hopefully, we're all going 3-0 just like Stevie last night. Make sure you guys get to the creek, call in your bets, text them in, get online, do whatever you got to do. Go get that free money. Good night now.